What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, and here for you some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 playing some hardpoint. Some multi-team hardpoint, this time on the map Drone, using the Chicom CQB submachine gun. It's a pretty good gameplay, I think you'll enjoy it, and welcome to this week's episode of Dear Nero. It's a weekly series here on my channel where you guys send me in fan mail, fan questions if you will. If I feel such a good question, an entertaining question, I'll go ahead and answer it. Like I said though, this is a weekly series, I do it every Wednesday, and this will be the 40th episode. This will be the 40th week we've done Dear Nero, and they weren't all in order because I missed, for the first time in the history of Dear Nero, the first time in 40 weeks, I missed Dear Nero last week, and that stinks, man, that stinks. So how it went down, a lot of people were asking for Dear Nero. They know it comes out on Wednesdays, and they're like, where's Dear Nero? And last week, right when I was like working on Dear Nero, the Call of Duty Ghost trailer came out, and then I just got infatuated with the idea, is Ghost alive, is Ghost dead? Then I just made a video on that, and just completely forgot about Dear Nero. And so for this week, we're going to be doing a double-decker Dear Nero. It's going to be 20 minutes long, twice as long as the typical Dear Nero, and I think you guys all enjoy it. I have a ton of questions written down right here, and I got a couple gameplays to show you guys. First one here being some multi-team hardpoint with the Chicom. The second one's going to be some 6v6 domination on slums with the M27, and I think you'll enjoy it. So let's sit back, relax, maybe go find your favorite beverage, maybe find a tasty snack, and let's sit down and let's do Dear Nero. So first question, he writes, Dear Nero, I see you pumping out great videos every day, and I aspire to do that as well, but I can never find out how to stay motivated. So what do you do to stay motivated enough to be putting out great videos every day? A spot on Dear Nero would be, even a reply would be greatly appreciated. Reed from Texas. Well, Reed from Texas, thank you for the kind words. You consider my videos to be great. My videos are all up in the air, matter of opinion, whether or not people enjoy my videos or not. The fact that you find them to be great is an awesome feeling for me. But how do I stay motivated to post videos every day? So I've talked about this a couple times. Between Nero's Let's Plays and NerosCinema, I have about 1,000 videos posted in just about a year and a half. And that's a lot of content. That's a lot of content. How do I stay motivated enough to do this? I think it stems from a legitimate passion for what it is I'm doing. Partly that, and the other part is, this kind of goes into what I was talking about in yesterday's video, which was Let's Talk Business, is that YouTube is a job. YouTube is a source of income for me as well. And I think a lot of people were under the conception that ever since money was implemented on YouTube back in 2009, where people started partnering their own channels rather than just posting on Machinima, that YouTube's gone down the toilet, people are only doing this for money. If you look at the quality of content of videos on YouTube has gone up a lot since money was implemented. It gives people like me, who otherwise would have to go get a different job, it gives me the ability to do this full time and be able to put 110% effort into these videos and not have to focus on anything else. Now, you look at something like let's say before I did YouTube, I worked at Walmart. I unloaded trucks at Walmart. And if I were doing that 40 hours a week, that would leave a lot less time for YouTube, and there'd be a lot less videos out, and I don't think you guys would like that, right? So the fact that we make money here on YouTube gives me the option to not have to go unload trucks at Walmart, gives me the time to put everything together and put all my effort into these videos and post tons of them every day. And that's definitely one motivation. Like I said, though, I think it seriously just comes from a legitimate passion for what it is you're doing. Because whether you're getting paid or not, you can tell who enjoys making videos and who doesn't enjoy making videos. The people that in their videos where all they do is complain, all they do is fuss at other commentators, they fuss about the game, those people don't legitimately enjoy what it is they do. They just do it for money. I legitimately enjoy what I do. I love Call of Duty. I love making videos. I love video games in general. Lately I've been playing a lot of the Poke MMO game. It's an MMO for Pokemon Fire Red. It's freaking awesome. I love that. I've been doing that. Nazi Zombie, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, playing and posting that up. It's a blessing. I love YouTube. I love playing video games. I have my whole life ever since I got Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy Color, or back when I had Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. I've always loved gaming, and YouTube gives me the option to take that passion and turn it into a job or possibly a career. I guess we'll have to see where that goes. But that is my motivation. A legitimate passion for what it is I do, and you also get paid to do what your passion is, which is not everyone in the world can say they have that. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I got suspended today and I just wanted some advice. My pocket knife fell out of my pants in school and I didn't even know I had it on me. Scout's honor. Also, how would you deal with this scenario, and has it ever happened to you? Ben from, well, everywhere. Well, Ben from, well, everywhere. Wow. So the landscape has really changed over the years, right? So when my mom was in school, my mom's only in her 40s. She's not ridiculously old, but she was in school around the, late 70s, 80s. That's when she was in school. And back then, it was very common for boys to have pocket knives in school. It was very common to make like a bow and arrow and like bring it in for show and tell, like when you're younger, like bring in like a bow and arrow. I don't think they would allow you to bring in guns, but you could bring in your hunting knife, you could bring in like a bow and arrow kind of things. That's just how school was. But now it's completely different. If you get caught with a pocket knife in school, like I'm surprised you haven't been expelled. Like I legitimately, that's pretty bad that you got caught with a pocket knife in school. I understand you say Scouts Honor, and the fact that you said Scouts Honor, that says to me that you're a Boy Scout, and I was a Boy Scout at one point too, so I can understand maybe accidentally having it in your pocket and not realizing it. It just happens. But apparently said you're only suspended, you're not expelled. I've been suspended from school for many a times, just for some of the most random stupid stuff to some of the more serious stuff. For a while there, I wasn't showing up till like third period. That was pretty bad. I get suspended for that. Other times was like in elementary school where I would refuse to sing in music class, and I would get suspended for that. So suspensions aren't the worst thing in the world. It's more or less a disappointment from your parents and kind of trouble you get into from your parents. That's probably the worst of it. But yeah, I've been suspended many times. How would I deal with that scenario? There's nothing you can do besides serve out your suspension and thank your lucky stars that you're not expelled for having a weapon in school. You're a lucky dog. You're a lucky dog. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, in your last video, you were talking about if YouTube would go down in the point of money, you would have to go and find a new job. What is your dream job before YouTube, and or what would you now consider to do? I love your videos. They are a part of my everyday life. Keep up the good videos and your happiness. Glenn from Germany. So he's basically asking, what was my dream job before YouTube, and would I consider doing something new? Well, of course, if YouTube were to have to dry up, like I talked about on Twitter, is that I would continue to make videos, but if it that's the reason I made the video saying, please, you gotta stop using ad blocker. You're hurting a lot of your favorite YouTubers, and if you watch on mobile devices, you're hurting your favorite YouTubers as well. But I understand people can watch on mobile devices. Not everyone has a PC, but those of you who do have a PC that works, please use that. And I was explaining that because the money we're making here on YouTube has gone down significantly because of all the increased number of mobile views and ad blocker. Like when I first started this, which was in June 2nd, was it? I mix up June and July. I'm pretty sure I started my channel on June 2nd of 2011, and around then, like my mobile view percentage was like 20%, about 20%. It wasn't really big. Right now, it's about 60. It's gone up a lot. And so it's a legitimate fear of mine that I'm not gonna make enough money from this that I can warrant having it as my job, because I'm 21 years old now. I can't sit here and put this much time and effort into something that pays like literally next to nothing at right now. So there's a legitimate option. Like, what would I consider? I would do anything. I'm not a stickler for my jobs, but I hope it doesn't come to that, because like I said at the beginning of this video, I legitimately enjoy what it is I do here. It's one of the greatest things that ever happened. But what would I consider to be my dream job before YouTube? Now, my dream job before YouTube, I don't know if I necessarily had one. I've always been business minded. I've always had an interest in business. Like when I was like 10 or 11, I was reading like Donald Trump autobiographies. I've always had kind of like a passion for business. I always think it'd be nice to work in a business environment, but I never had what you would call a dream job. Like if you would have asked me when I was in elementary school, I was going to be one of a few things. I was going to be a Pokemon master, I was going to be a stunt man, or I was going to be a professional wrestler. Those were my three job careers, my three career choices when I was in elementary school, because, I don't know, they're just stupid dreams kids have. But even throughout high school, I don't think I ever had a legitimate dream job ever until YouTube came along, and I realized this is my dream job. This is what I want to do for as long as I possibly can. And I don't know, some people consider like YouTube like, oh yeah, YouTube's gonna dry up in a couple years, and I don't see it as that. I see YouTube as something that people could do. Like, you take someone like a Woody's Gamertag, I think he can do this for the next 20 years. Whether he admits it or not, I think he knows he can do it too. Because how it goes is like, always, he's worried all people are going to hear all my stories. Well, that's okay. because you're going to develop new stories along the way, as well as people just love live comms and Let's Plays. I mean, whether or not Call of Duty kind of dies off, which it probably will. I mean, every gaming franchise has at one point. Pokemon's not where it used to be. Mario's not where it used to be. Sonic's not where it used to be. Halo's not where it used to be. Call of Duty, I'm sure, is going to go down that road sometime, but even then, we're going to move on to a new game. There's going to be new things to talk about. We're going to, if you want to go to Let's Plays, you could see how many games are out there. The possibilities of live commentaries and how just people just enjoy watching that, or you do Q&A videos like this. I think YouTube's a thing that people don't realize can go on for a very, very, very long time. And hopefully I'm a part of that. But like I said, I never really had a dream job before this until I realized that this is my dream job. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I love when you talk about sports in your videos because I am an athlete and I like sports. I've always wondered what your favorite sports teams are, although I've never seen a video where you talked about it. I saw that you were in a Pittsburgh shirt in one video, and I think it would be cool if you like Pittsburgh because I'm all about the Pens, Steelers, Panthers, and Pirates. From Mark in Florida. Mark in Florida, it's kind of weird you're a fan of all the Pittsburgh teams. So I like sports a lot, but it's mainly NFL. I used to be into hockey. I used to like the Maple Leafs back in the day, back when they had Darcy Tucker and Matt Sundin and Thomas Cabriolet and Nikolai Antropov. I used to like hockey a lot back then. Then I just kind of lost interest in hockey. Now I couldn't name literally one player that plays for the Maple Leafs anymore. Baseball. I used to like baseball. I used to like the Toronto Blue Jays, but now I probably can't name 3 people on their team. I know Jose Bautista's still there. But back when I paid attention, Roy Halladay was still there, AJ Burnett was still there, Vernon Wells was in the outfield, Marco Scudero was at shortstop, Frank Thomas was on first base back then. I couldn't name 3 people on baseball on the Blue Jays anymore. I kind of lost interest in baseball as well. Basketball is the same way. I mean, I was never really real big into basketball, but I don't know. I know a little bit more about the players in basketball because I watch SportsCenter every night. But not really into basketball either. But if I had to pick a favorite team for each sport, but mind you, I don't pay attention to most sports besides football, I would go Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto Blue Jays, Boston Celtics, or maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves for basketball. Definitely the Cleveland Browns in the NFL. I could sit here and talk for days about the NFL. I really could. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen that I can talk for days about the NFL. And that's basically every major sport, right? Baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. I'm not really a soccer player or soccer fan or football or European football, whatever you want to call it. I've never really been a big fan of that. So those are my sports teams. Definitely the Cleveland Browns are the biggest thing for me. And I live in Pennsylvania, and what you saw from me in that video, it was a video of me shooting my cousin's Mosin Nagant. And I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Panthers, like the college University of Pittsburgh. I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Panthers hoodie my aunt got me when I was, I'm going to say 17-ish. I mean, college teams, there's a lot of college teams I like. Pittsburgh. I really like Texas A&M, not just because of Johnny Manziel, but because I like Texas A&M back when they had Steve McGee and Reggie McNeil and Mike Goodson and Jaworski Lane. And Texas A&M's pretty cool. There's a lot of I could go on about all different college teams I like because there's a lot of different college teams I like. But that's why I was wearing a Pittsburgh Panthers hoodie. I've actually been to a Pittsburgh Panthers game. They're facing Youngstown, and it was pretty neat. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, if you could play only one video game the rest of your life, what game would you pick? Zach Lucas from North Carolina. Well, Zach Lucas. That's kind of weird. No one usually leaves their full name. But if I could play one video game the rest of my life, what would it be? And believe it or not, I don't think it'd be Call of Duty. Because, one, I'm assuming multiplayer's involved here. I would assume that. But Call of Duty multiplayer, I don't picture myself it's frustrating enough that I don't think it could be the one game I would play the rest of my life. Like, obviously you're not playing it every second of every day, but every time you wanted to play a video game, this is the only game you could play. I don't think Call of Duty would be that. I think it would be an RPG game, to be honest. I think it'd be something like a Pokemon game that you could just restart and do different things on. Or I think it'd be something like Skyrim or maybe a Red Dead Redemption where it's like this giant open world game with tons and tons of missions. Probably Skyrim. I think I remember reading somewhere there was like 2,000 hours worth of missions or something like that. Yeah, you correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, or even if you made it this far in the video. Like 2,000 hours or something ridiculous like that. If you count the main quest and the side quests and all that. So it's pretty ridiculous the amount of things you can do. It's definitely pretty nuts. Let's talk about the next question. He writes, Dear Nero, If you could be on The Walking Dead in season 4, would you be a walker or a survivor? If you would be a survivor, which group would you be in, Rick's or the Governor's, or would you like to be in a new group? Sincerely, Jack from Sydney. So The Walking Dead, I love that show, and I can't wait for season 4 to begin. If I could be a person, like a character, an actor, if you will, in The Walking Dead season 4, what would I be, a walker or a survivor? So I don't think I'm survivor material. If I were a survivor, I'll definitely go with Rick. I hate the Governor. Governor can go shoot himself. Hopefully he does. But I don't think I'm built for that. I am real skinny. I am real skinny. I'm super skinny, and I don't think I would just fit in with that whole Southern boy kind of, I don't think they got going on there. Like you take me and stand me next to Daryl. You know, I am just skinny looking twig. You know, I would just be weird. I'm tall and skinny. Just wouldn't look right. I think I'd make for a good walker. I think I'd make for a hell of a good walker. And if I were a walker, I'd want to be the most cinematic walker there is. Like, I nearly kill somebody and they have to have this amazing cinematic scene to shoot me or something like that. That's what I would want. You know, should I be in that situation? Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, I've been wondering what types of graphic card you have. I have the 680 and I was just curious. Victor from New York. So I went to Best Buy with the intention of actually picking up a new mouse, maybe a new keyboard. End up walking out with about $500 worth of equipment. It's all tax deductible, mind you. And so I got a new monitor, so I got dual monitors. And I got the GTX G4660, then the Vita one. Yeah, apparently that one's pretty good. I know it's not the top of the line, but it was, I want to say 250 to 300, and it's really good. I like it. I can run most games in ultra settings, well, at least the games I've played so far, I can run on pretty much the highest settings, and I like the way it works out. But that's the graphics card I have. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I was wondering, do you know any of your subscribers by heart? I know you have many subscribers, but do you recognize some people's names that you see in the comments a lot? Sincerely, the Mexican walrus herder named Pencha. Do I recognize my subscribers? Yes, I do. See, here's the thing, like, the reason YouTube has become less and less profitable and why I've been talking about it a little bit in that Let's Talk Business video is I gained, here's like 5,000 new subscribers a month, but those subscribers don't watch shit. You know, if you were to look at typical videos of mine, probably 3,000 to 4,000 views a video on a good video, and that's why I've been getting every day for the past probably 7 months. Every day I'm gaining 100 to 200 new subscribers, but they don't watch my videos. You know, the people that actually do watch my videos are people that I recognize in the comments. I do. The person that wrote this, I'm gonna go ahead and name your channel. Your name is Swift Knives. I remember reading that, and I see you comment on a lot of my videos. You know, I recognize people. Like, if you comment on my videos, consistently, I recognize you because I read every comment on my videos. So I do recognize you guys. And how much time we got left? Ooh, we got like 2 minutes left. Let's try and hop on this. Oh, I think this is a nice little long one here. My final question. He writes, Dear Nero, I love your videos. So here's the full story. Yesterday night, I was chatting with a friend from school, and he told me that he stole a phone from another person at my school. The other guy is also my friend. He threw away the SIM card of the phone, and he got someone to reprogram it so he can sell it and make money. I didn't do anything, but I know about this. I don't know what to do. Do I tell someone? Do I keep it a secret? A reply would be great, and if you do put this on Dear Nero, please keep it as anonymous as you can, but all I need is some help. So I always keep you guys anonymous. I don't ever give out any information that, well, actually, I just said the guy's channel name was Swift Knives, but I don't think he'll mind that. But yeah, I always keep it anonymous. I'll never say, if you write me, like, I go to this school, or I do this, or, things that distinguish you, I'll never give that out. But one of your friends stole one of your other friends' phone and threw away the SIM card and reprogrammed it. Now they're going to be trying to sell it and make money. Do you tell people? I think you do. I think you do it in a way that doesn't get back to you. I think people need to shine the light on this. And I don't think you should be worried that you're going to lose this guy as a friend, because this guy's a fucking scumbag. Right? He steals people's phones. That guy's a scumbag. Even if you were just to go blatantly out and just tell people about it, I don't think they're going to care, because they're going to realize, wow, that guy's a scumbag. And no one's going to want to be his friend. And they're going to want to be your friend, because you're the nice guy that kind of let people know about it. So maybe you don't go running through the cafeteria flailing your arms saying, oh, he stole this phone here. You kind of got to get proof a little bit. You kind of got to, I don't know. You gotta let people know somehow, though, because that guy's a dirtbag. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. I apologize for missing it last week. This was the 40th episode, so if we can get those likes up there for the 40th episode, that'd be an awesome thing. If you guys like your question featured on next week's episode of Dear Nero, simply send me a personal message here on YouTube with the tagline reading Dear Nero. If it's a good question, an entertaining question, I'll go ahead and answer it. And if it's a question I haven't answered before, I'll go ahead and answer it. So hope you guys all enjoyed. Please leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.